Io نفس بابا أبا تواضروس نم بنيوتن إبسكوبوس أبا سوريان نم نيوتن إبسكوبوس ليتكي نمان إبشو أوي صاري
أليس نماس أوسي أوسو بتير وبنتكراتور بانا جات رياس أليس نماس اللهم اجعلنا مستحقين أن نقول بشكر يا أبانا الذي في السماوات
اسمك ليأتي ملكوتك تأكل مشيئتك كما في السماء كذلك على الأرض خبزنا كفافنا أعطينا اليوم واغفر لنا ذنوبنا كما نغفر نحن أيضا للمذنبين إلينا ولا تدخلنا في تجربة لكن نجينا من الشرير بالمسيح يسوع ربنا لأن لك الملك والقوة والمجد إلى الأبد آمين. خم بخريستوس يسوس بنشو
شلي فلوجيتي
Ebi brosevki stathite
إيرني باسي مارن شبه تطفن بريفر بس نانيف والنايت ابنوت بيوت بن شويس أو بنوت بن سوتيريسوس بخريستوس جافر اسكبازينيغون أو رويسنيرون أفرهيرون أفشبتنيرو فافتياسويرون أفتيتو تينا بنتن شريطاي ونوصاي انسوف متروف بوس انت بره ايرون خنبايوس وفاين منوتير انت بن انخ خنرين بين انجيبي بانتوكراتو أورب شويس بنوتي
prosevexasti
Efni bşoyse fnuti bandokra ator Efiotem pensois open noti open sotiriso ospi eb Christus نشكرك على كل حال من أجل كل حال وفي كل حال لأنك سترتنا وعنتنا وعبستنا وقبلتنا إليك أشفقت علينا وعضدتنا أتيت بنا إلى هذه الساعة
اطلبوا لك يرحمنا الله ويترأف علينا ويسمعنا ويعيننا واقبل إليه سؤالات وطلبات قديسي منهم بالصلاح عنا في كل حين أن يحفظ لنا وعلينا حياة وقيام أبينا الطوباوي المكرم رئيس الأساقفة البابا الأنبا تواضروس الثاني وشركائي في الخدمة الرسولية أبانا أبانا الأسقف المكرم الأنبا سوريال وآبائنا الأساقفة المجتمعين معنا ويغفر لنا خطايانا.
Therefore, we ask and entreat your goodness, O lover of mankind, grant us to complete this holy day and all the days of our life in all peace with your fear, all envy, all temptation, all the work of Satan, the counsel of wicked men, and the rising up of enemies hidden and manifest.
انزعها عنا وعن سير شعبك وعن هذا المكان وعن موضعك المقدس هذا.
But those things which are good and profitable do provide for us, for it is you who have given us the authority to tread on serpents and scorpions, upon all the power of the enemy.
Parthenos etas mis ben sotir tenti oerok oios eo osethre kareb onchem ben batre yarshis bababa tواضروس بيارشيرفس mata gromfijem befethronos nem befkesh vileli torgo osneniot etoa benzi Ike osaba Suriel Bebeskopos, Mata Grofijem Befethronos, Nembefkesh Vileli Torgo, Osneniot Ethoabenzi, Ike Osnebeskopos, Niet Kinimen Mata Grofijem no Ethronos, Itenne Prisveyan Tetite Oto Kosethoab Maria Shoy Sari Emot Nanim Biko Evolitel Novi Ethereno Sero Ognem Bekioten Agatos Nembenem Maethoab Jeaki Exoti Emon Naina
أبانا الذي في السماوات
يتقدس اسمك يأتي ملكوتك تكن مشيئتك كما في السماء كذلك على الأرض خبزنا الذي الغد أعطينا اليوم واغفر لنا ذنوبنا كما نغفر نحن المذنبين إلينا ولا تدخلنا في تجربة لكن نجنا من الشرير بالمسيح يسوع ربنا لأن لك الملك والقوة والمجد للأبد آمين.
Before we get started, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land where we now stand and pay respect to their elders past, present and emerging, and acknowledge the important role Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people continue to play within Australia. Good morning, Melbourne. What a glorious day this is. Thank you for your prayers. The rain has stopped, and how happy are we today? What a beautiful day. What a glorious day. What a splendid day it is. The sun is coming, His Holiness. The sun is coming. Right from the eye of the sun is coming. So it's a glorious day. This is the day that the Lord has made. Indeed, let us really rejoice and be glad in it. Dear Melburnians, you know the world is watching us right now. The world is watching. Let us all show the world our fervent love for our dear and beloved Pope. What an introduction. Well, on behalf of His Grace Bishop Suriel and the Diocese of Melbourne, we welcome you, Your Holiness, and delegates to our humble shores here in our beloved Melbourne. Melbourne, in fact, the place to be. Melbourne, the most livable city 7 times in a row now. Welcome to Melbourne. In fact, it is here in Melbourne, on this very soil, that the late, very Reverend Father Mina Namatullah celebrated the very first Coptic liturgy in this awesome country of ours on the 26th of January 1969 on this very soil. It is also on this very soil that the thrice blessed His Holiness Pope Shenouda III, may his memory be eternal, established the very first patriarchate here in Australia some 46 years ago in 1971, a very dear year of the enthronement of His Holiness Pope Shenouda, and also the year of my birth. In that wonderful year, His Holiness established the first patriarchate here, and His Holiness Pope Shenouda III taught us all that a church without youth is a church without a future. He also taught us that youth without church are youth without a future. In our mighty Lord's infinite wisdom, He has given us a successor to carry on this wonderful work. In His Holiness Pope Tواضروس II, in the years as a General Bishop, His Holiness focused on childhood and early learning, truly investing in the youth at grassroots level. How lucky are we here in Australia to have His Holiness Pope Shenouda with us, Pope Tواضروس with us. In this troubled world, which we are but sojourners, Your Holiness, You provide us much hope and faith, and we welcome Your Holiness, our dear beloved Pope of Hope, the 118th Pope of Alexandria and Patriarch of the See of St. Mark, ladies and gentlemen, the Pope Tواضروس II. We are indeed honoured, Your Holiness, to have your delegation with us on this special day, and we would like to mention each one of them by name and welcome here to Australia. First of all, His Grace Bishop Daniel, Bishop of Mahadi. And His Grace Bishop Hermina, General Bishop in Cairo in Ain Shams. We are blessed also to have 2 of the papal secretaries with us today, the Reverend Father Angelos Ishak and also the Reverend Father Amonius Adil. Welcome. Thank you for blessing us today. Of course, the wonderful papal deacon, Deacon Wagih Sobhi. It's good to see you in real life. I've been watching you on YouTube this week. And indeed, our media officer, Miss Irini Wagdi. Welcome to Australia, welcome to Melbourne, thank you for coming. We'd also like to welcome some special dignitaries in attendance this morning. His Grace Bishop Daniel, Bishop of Sydney and affiliated regions. And His Grace Bishop Daniel, Bishop and Abbot of St. Shenouda Monastery in New South Wales. We all know Bishop Daniel. Thank you also for the Consul General of the Egyptian Consulate, Mr. Mohammed Fakhri, for joining us here today as well. Thank you. We also have Dr. Michael Hallam, the Dean of St. Ignatius Theological Academy in Sweden. The Very Reverend Joseph Gubran, Rector of St. Ignatius Orthodox Cemetery. Much loved Carmelites, Brother Sean O'Keefe from Whitefriars College. Thank you for joining us. One of our councillors, Sam Hazib, the Mayor of the City of Casey. Welcome. Good to see you. And a very special guest indeed, the Mayor of the City of Manningham, Councillor Michelle Kleinhardt, welcome. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Also blessed to have with us Councillor Mike Zafiropoulos, Deputy Mayor of the Cunham Ward, with the Order of Australia for his extensive voluntary work. It's an honour to have you with us. Thank you. And also take this opportunity to thank all the Heidi Ward councillors and the Cunham Ward councillors and also the Mullum Ward councillors this morning. And Sayedna, the sun really is out now. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, yes. We welcome you all and thank you for your attendance and sharing in our elation and our joy on this splendid day. I would now like to call upon our host, our leader in the diocese, the very first bishop of this great country, Australia, our shepherd, our guide, our salubrious father, the one and only His Grace Bishop Surya.
Your Holiness Pope Tواضروس II, Pope of Alexandria and Patriarch of the See of St. Mark, it is a great pleasure and honor, and I warmly welcome Your Holiness, our dear beloved Shepherd, the 118th Pope of Alexandria and Patriarch of the See of St. Mark, His Holiness Pope Tواضروس II, to our spiritual home, the headquarters of the Diocese of Melbourne and its affiliated regions. Your Holiness, we are grateful that you have traveled so far to be with us today and to spend quality time with us as our loyal leader, who so generously shepherds and cares for his people. We welcome Your Holiness to Melbourne, which has been voted the most livable city in the world for the 7th time in a row. And we pray that Your Holiness has a very enjoyable time with us here over the coming week. The words of Scripture which eloquently capture this joyous moment of having you in our very midst are: how beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him who brings good news, who proclaims peace, who brings glad tidings of good things, who proclaims salvation, who says to Zion, your God reigns. Your watchmen shall lift up their voices. With their voices they shall sing together, as mentioned in the book of Isaiah, chapter 52. Today marks the first visit of Your Holiness to the Diocese of Melbourne as Pope of Alexandria and Patriarch of the See of St. Mark. And this marks the 7th visit of the papal seat to Melbourne, with the first visit being in 1989 by His Holiness Pope Shenouda III of blessed memory. Such pastoral visits remind us all of the great love and fatherhood that is an important part of the Coptic Orthodox Church. Since Your Holiness's enthronement, Your Holiness has diligently worked with all love amidst very challenging circumstances to continue to proclaim the message of the gospel, a message of love and hope. Your Holiness has extended this message of love and hope not only to the Coptic faithful, but also to other Christian churches around the world. Shortly after Your Holiness's enthronement, Your Holiness visited Pope Francis at the Vatican, which was the second gathering of both the Pope of Alexandria and the Pope of Rome in 1500 years. Recently, Your Holiness led an ecumenical prayer service in the Botroseia Church, which was attended by several church leaders, including Pope Francis and the ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomew. Your Holiness's efforts in Christian unity were also recognized last May by His Holiness Patriarch Kirill of Moscow and all Russia, who awarded Your Holiness the 2017 Patriarch Alexei II Prize of the Unity of the International Public Foundation for the Orthodox Nations for Your Holiness's outstanding activities in strengthening the unity of the Orthodox Christian nations and for upholding and promoting Christian values in the life of society. Your Holiness's efforts in proclaiming a message of hope and love have reached us here in Melbourne, and we all eagerly await to meet Your Holiness at various events over the next few days. The Diocese of Melbourne was established in 1999 when I was enthroned as the first Bishop of Melbourne. However, our Coptic migrants began arriving in Australia from the mid-1960s onwards, and I myself was one of those migrants who came here in 1967 at the age of 4, and so a long 50-year history of the Church here, Your Holiness. These early migrants planted the first seeds of our Orthodox faith in this great southern land and set up the first churches, schools, monasteries, and vibrant parishes. Your Holiness, during this week, you will see how our diocese has grown, matured, and navigated many challenges to become a thriving and dynamic contributor to the moral fabric of our local communities and broader Australian society. Your Holiness's visit to the Diocese of Melbourne began in Canberra yesterday, where Your Holiness witnessed a solid respect and appreciation conveyed by Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull and other civic leaders, along with high regard which they hold for the works and achievements of the Coptic Church in this country. Our political and diplomatic leaders in Melbourne are also ready to welcome Your Holiness to our wonderful city with open arms, with a view to forging bridges of peace between our nations and supporting the land of Egypt and its people in any way that they can. Indeed, it was a joy for us to meet with the City of Melbourne Lord Mayor Robert Doyle this morning, and to hear Mayor Doyle affirm how the Coptic Church, and particularly the new Coptic cultural and spiritual hub at Iporo Tower, has provided a fresh injection of art, literature, multiculturalism, intellectualism, and faith in the Melbourne Central Business District. What Your Holiness will perceive in the congregation of Melbourne is a people filled with the Holy Spirit who are ready to serve others in a spirit of love each and every day of their lives. They serve with joy in their churches, their workplaces, their schools, their homes, and their communities, and I truly do not deserve to serve these people. Your Holiness will also come to know that our church in Melbourne, which enfolds very new migrants and also third-generation Copts, is a resilient one, and as I said earlier, I think a potent one. God has bestowed our people with many talents, and we have worked together to excitedly prepare many special moments this week, which include the following program highlights. Today, Your Holiness will enjoy a tour of our St. Athanasius College in Donvale campus, also known as SAC, that was founded almost 20 years ago. It became the first accredited Coptic Orthodox theological college in the world. SAC enrollments are growing steadily with a mix of local, international, and online students. Your Holiness will also see our lecture theaters, our library, our student accommodation located on site. Tonight, Your Holiness will also be received as a guest of honor by the University of Divinity community. Our Coptic Orthodox Theological College is one of 11 affiliated colleges which make up the University of Divinity. And I can assure Your Holiness that the academic community is truly looking forward to being fed with Your Holiness's words of wisdom tonight. As the week unfolds, we will ensure that Your Holiness meets as many people as possible from the Melbourne Coptic community, as we share in sacred and special moments together. We are honored to have Your Holiness consecrate and lead the Divine Liturgy for us at St. Mina and St. Marina's Church in Hallam, as well as the congregational meeting and Vespers at St. Paul's Cathedral in central Melbourne. Our Coptic communities that will welcome you with great joy this week are our dear elderly who live in the local Coptic hostel, as well as the students and staff of St. Mary's Coptic Orthodox College, who are looking forward to Your Holiness celebrating the Feast of Nayrouz with them. Our youth have also taken great care to plan a dynamic evening of conversation and spirituality with Your Holiness. As the father of all monastics in the Coptic Orthodox Church, our monasteries are both awaiting Your Holiness's blessed visit to them, where Your Holiness will pray the Divine Liturgy at St. Anthony's Monastery in Heathcote and open our new St. Chinute Monastic Library there, and open the new site of Archangel Michael Monastery for Nuns in Wood End. And of course, we can't wait for Your Holiness to consecrate and officially open Eporo Tower. Eporo Tower is a 44-story tower right in the heart of Melbourne at 285 La Trobe Street. The Coptic Church will operate the lower 4.5 floors of the building. On this city site, the Copts will offer a new church called St. Verena and St. Bishoy, and we have an application in front of the Melbourne City Council currently to name the lane behind the tower St. Bishoy Lane, and I know that this is Your Holiness's intercessor, as it is mine as well. On this city site, the Copts will offer a new church called St. Verena and St. Bishoy, a new city campus for St. Athanasius College, a function center, bookstore, and cafe. The Coptic Hub will share our faith, theology, culture, and arts with others in an ongoing way. Your Holiness, the Eporo Tower project, which has come together over 7 long years, is nothing less than a miracle. It is most fitting that this faith-centered building, which will house a mission church to reach out to city dwellers, is officially opened by Your Holiness. Importantly, this week we will also focus on how to best provide gratitude to God for the many blessings bestowed upon the Melbourne Diocese. In a spirit of thanks, we will gather as one at a formal gala dinner to celebrate the delight and honor of hosting you, our beloved spiritual Father, and collectively celebrate the many achievements of our Melbourne congregation and beyond. So with our hearts filled with thanks, we turn to Almighty God and Father and thank Him for your safe travels, for your anointed leadership of the worldwide Coptic Orthodox Church, numbering around 20 million, and for your blessed presence here today. Welcome, my dear and holy beloved Father, our shepherd, our teacher, our Pope of Hope, His Holiness Pope Tواضروس II.
Thank you, Sayedna. Thank you, Your Grace, Bishop Suriel. We always enjoy hearing your words and your leadership. And on behalf of all of your children here in the Diocese of Melbourne, we thank you for your continued ongoing love and labour of love. You work so hard for us. Thank you, Sayedna. Our diocese here, the headquarters and home, is based here on this tranquil site that you're on this morning, in 22 acres. And it's in one of the leading and most innovative municipalities here in the city of Manningham. We are privileged to have with us today the Mayor of the City of Manningham, and I would like to welcome Her Worship, Councillor Michelle Kleinhardt, please.
Good morning. I'd like to start by acknowledging the Wurundjeri people as the traditional custodians of the land we now know as Manningham. We pay our respects to the Wurundjeri elders, past and present, and value their ongoing contribution to the cultural heritage of Manningham. I'd also like to acknowledge our special guests and dignitaries here today, including His Holiness Pope Tواضروس II, the 118th Pope of Alexandria and Patriarch of the See of St. Mark. His Grace Bishop Daniel, Bishop of Mahdi. His Grace Bishop Hermina, General Bishop. Reverend Father Angelos Azik, Papal Secretary. Reverend Father Amios Abdel, Papal Secretary. Deacon Wadi Sopi, Papal Deacon. Miss Henry Wagi, Media Officer. His Grace Bishop Cyril, Bishop of Melbourne and affiliated regions. His Grace Bishop Daniel, Bishop of Sydney and affiliated regions. His Grace Bishop Daniel, Bishop and Abbot of St. Shenida Monastery. Mr. Mohammed Fakhri, Egyptian Consul General. Mrs. Reem Cedron, Egyptian Consulate Consul. Dr. Michael Yellem, Dean of St. Ignatius Theological Academy, Sweden. The Very Reverend Joseph Carbon, Rector of St. Ignatius Orthodox Seminary. Brother Sean Keefe, representing Whitefriars College Carmelite Order. Mr. Sam Aziz, Mayor of Casey. And also to all my fellow councillors here with me today. Council also acknowledges the contribution made to Manningham over the years by people of diverse backgrounds and cultures. As Mayor of Manningham, it is my honour to today welcome Your Holiness Pope Tواضروس II and all of you, and not only to Melbourne, but to our beautiful city of Manningham. And like many municipalities across Melbourne, Manningham has more than 140 nationalities calling their city Manningham home. We are very multicultural, we are multi-faithed, and with more than 26 major faiths and religions, and also home to the diocese headquarters here in beautiful Don Vale. This home is strong and to a faithful group of Coptic Christians, and Manningham City Council is very proud to be part of this reception to recognise Your Holiness on the first tour of Australia since becoming the Pope of the Coptic Church. Manningham City Council prides itself on values and diversity, and this is reflected in how harmoniously we live as a city. Your Holiness, on behalf of the city, I'd like to present you with a few gifts. I'd like to present you with a special piece of artwork, the Yarra River Warrandyte. The Yarra River is a significant part of Manningham's history. Not only does the Yarra River in Warrandyte provide a unique setting for artists and residents, with a number of areas forming the Warrandyte State Park, it's popular for bird watchers, canoers, swimmers, walkers, bushwalkers, horse riding, cyclists, and more. This piece was created by a local ceramic artist and potter, Jenny Boyd, and I present Your Holiness with this piece of Manningham. Today marks a historical visit of Your Holiness, and I'd also like to represent a plaque to the Coptic Orthodox Diocese of Melbourne here in Don Vale. And to all our dignitaries, I've also got a book to present on behalf of the city, which marks the history of Manningham, both from city to country. So that's to all. And finally, as a symbol of growth and blessing, I have had 17 plants that have come here today that I ask that the church will plant here on their grounds in memory of this most special and significant event. As the trees grow, so will the blessings of today come forth and spring beauty and life to you all. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Mayor, for all of your continued support. You and your office continually support our diocese here in Melbourne. Well, the sun's really out now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are we going? We all good? Yes? I've got a very special person to introduce next. I might switch to Arabic there if that's okay. Is that okay? سادتي سيداتي أنساتي عاملين إيه؟ كويسين؟ Yes. بيقولوا إن مصر هي الدنيا. بيقولوا كده. Where translation for the non-Arabic speaking people, they say that Egypt is the mother of all nations. And perhaps in the words of His Holiness Pope Tواضروس II, recently on the 1st of September, he gave a beautiful sermon that I watched multiple times about recharging spirituality. And I have my mobile phone here. It is fully charged, Your Holiness, fully charged. And His Holiness said that if Egypt is the mother of all nations, then Australia is her very, very young sister. So thank you. In your words, said that. And as the Lord says, blessed is Egypt, my people. Indeed, we are blessed to have with us our very special guest, the Consul General of the Egyptian Consulate here in Australia, Mr. Mohammed Fakhri, and we'd like to welcome him to the lectern to share with us a few of his thoughts.
You want to take that? يسعدني ويشرفني في هذا اليوم التاريخي وفي هذه المناسبة بالغة الأهمية أن أرحب بقداسة البابا تواضروس الثاني والوفد المرافق في أول زيارة لقداسته إلى ملبورن. إن الكنيسة القبطية هي كنيسة رائدة في التواصل مع أبنائها، سواء كانوا في الوطن الأم في مصر أو في أو في المهجر مهما بعدت المسافات. لقد تحمل قداسة البابا تواضروس الثاني مشقة السفر الطويل ليأتي إليكم ويدعم أواصر العلاقة بينكم وبين كنيستكم الأم. وأنا أقول لقداسته بالأصالة عن نفسي وبالنيابة عن الجميع، تشرفنا بحضور قداستك وحصلت بركة كبيرة جدا قداسة البابا. His Holiness Pope Tواضروس II, Pope of Alexandria and Patriarch of the See of St. Mark, His Grace Bishop Daniel, Bishop of Maadi, His Grace Bishop Hermina, General Bishop, our host, His Grace Bishop Suriel, Bishop of Melbourne and affiliated regions, His Grace Bishop Daniel, Bishop of Sydney and affiliated regions, His Grace Bishop Daniel, Bishop and Abbot of St. Chinuda Monastery, Reverend Father Angelus Ishak, Papal Secretary, Reverend Father Ammonius Adel, Papal Secretary, Deacon Wagih Sobhi, Papal Deacon, Miss Irina Wagdi, Media Officer, members of the clergy of the Coptic Orthodox Church, Mr. Sam Aziz, Mayor of Casey, Miss Michelle Kleinert, Mayor of Manningham, other dignitaries who have failed to mention, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor and privilege to welcome Your Holiness and the distinguished members of your delegation to Melbourne, which was recently named the world's most livable city for the 7th executive year. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to His Grace Bishop Suriel for inviting my colleague Consul Reem Zahran and I to attend this special and memorable occasion. The Egyptian community in Australia is deeply honored by the visit of Your Holiness and has been greatly looking forward to this visit. I feel truly fortunate to be serving at this time as Egypt's Consul General in Melbourne and to have the opportunity to personally witness this historic visit. I am delighted to join today His Grace Bishop Suriel, the clergy of the Coptic Orthodox Church in Melbourne, members of the Egyptian community in the state of Victoria, the dignitaries and guests in attendance, and welcome Your Holiness on your first visit to Australia since being enthroned in November 2012. The visit of Your Holiness to Australia will undoubtedly further strengthen the bonds between the Coptic community in Australia and their country of origin, as well as contribute to promoting Australian-Egyptian relations. Ladies and gentlemen, Egypt is the place where the Holy Family found refuge. Egypt's Coptic Orthodox Church is amongst the most ancient in the world, having been founded in the very first century of the Christian era. The role of the Coptic Orthodox Church in the development of Christianity is significant. It is worth noting that the Patriarchs of Alexandria played a crucial role in the formulation of Christian doctrine during the 4th and 5th centuries. Today, the Copts comprise the largest Christian community in the Middle East. Egyptian Christians are an integral part of Egyptian life. They have played a significant role in shaping Egypt's modern history and have contributed tangibly to Egypt's political, economic, and social life. We in Egypt are proud of the richness of Coptic heritage, and Copts continue to contribute today to every aspect of Egypt's culture. It is truly remarkable that in less than 50 years, the Coptic Church in countries of immigration, especially in the Americas, Europe, and Australia has evolved to hundreds of churches as well as numerous monasteries, theological seminaries, cultural institutions, benevolent and media organizations. The visits of His Holiness Pope Shenouda III overseas, particularly since his first visit to the United States in 1977, and the visits of His Holiness Pope Tواضروس II overseas in recent years, have significantly contributed to assisting in this remarkable flourishing of the Coptic Church in the countries of immigration, and in promoting and preserving the strong bonds between Copts living all over the world and their homeland in Egypt. The tens of thousands of Egyptians living in Victoria have contributed to this state's great multicultural success story, and have contributed so positively to the advancement of Victoria while providing a bridge to Egypt and their family heritage. Ladies and gentlemen, the Egyptian government began in July 2014 to seriously implement a comprehensive economic reform program that has included difficult policy choices, such as significant reductions in energy subsidies, implementation of the value-added tax, and the liberalization of the exchange rate, which have contributed to reducing the fiscal deficit and help free up public resources for much-needed social spending on health and education and growth enhancing investment to create jobs. Significant investments have been made and are being made in major projects in Egypt, such as the development of the Suez Canal region, the new administrative capital, and the reclamation and development of 1.5 million fadans, as well as in expanding and developing the infrastructure. Ladies and gentlemen, despite the barbaric and despicable terrorist attacks that took place in Egypt in recent years, and particularly in the last 10 months, Egypt's long history is clear testimony to the resilience of the Egyptian people to remain united in the face of such a diversity, in the face of such adversity, The Coptic Orthodox Church has always played an essential role in maintaining and promoting Egyptian national unity. Egypt's military and police have made significant progress in combating terrorism and have succeeded in largely containing most of the activities of the terrorist groups to a small part of northern Sinai. However, Egypt's President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi and the Egyptian government firmly believed that only a global comprehensive approach can be effective in combating terrorism in the long run, and that this strategy must go beyond security and military measures. This comprehensive approach encompasses political, ideological, and developmental aspects, including political, economic, and social reform, as well as improving the education system and reforming the religious dialogue to correct misinterpretations of religion. It is also essential that states cooperate regionally and internationally to prevent the financing and support of terrorist groups, as well as achieve regional peace and security, including reaching a just, lasting, and comprehensive settlement of the Palestinian question. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe I can very confidently speak on behalf of the tens of thousands of Egyptians in the state of Victoria in wishing that the present visit of Your Holiness to Melbourne be the first of many other visits during your papacy. Let me conclude by wishing Your Holiness and accompanying delegation a very pleasant and successful visit to Melbourne. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hamid Fakhri. We appreciate your support. And can I please have another round of applause for the wonderful support that Mr. Fakhri has showed our church. Thank you very much. Thank you. Very motivational, very inspiring. It is now time to hear from the Sack Choir, and I'm very, very pleased to introduce them for His Holiness so we can share a hymn together. Thank you.
افنوتي افيون بيبان تكرا أطور نمتي خاليس انت بفمونوجينيس انشيري إيسوس بخريستوس بإنشويس نمتي كنونيا نمتي ظهوريا انت ببنغمت قوات امبارك بمكريوس نيوت الطايوت أرشيرس بابا افنوتي انت اتفق افتقرب يجن بفثرو اونوس انا هالميشن رمبي لمن سيو انهريني كون انت بستفيوم النفقاجي تيرو صابسيت النفش be
Thank you. Your Holiness, we would like to now, on behalf of the entire diocese across all generations, from the very young all the way to our elderly, the people that love you, would like to present to you a special bouquet of flowers by the lovely Verena William. That's pretty special. That's very special, Verena. That's a very special photo you'll have later on. I would now like to call upon our guest of honour to make the keynote speech, His Holiness Pope Tواضروس II.
Good afternoon. Your Eminence, Your Graces, Your Excellencies, all our dear guests, I am so happy. It is a new experience for me to talk with people under rains and in open area with cold weather. Oh, new experience. I am so happy to meet with you. It's a pleasure for me to visit your beloved Melbourne, your beloved city. It's a pleasure and my happiness to see all of you here in this wonderful diocese and to meet with my spiritual brother, Bishop Suriel of this diocese. The Coptic delegations and the bishops here are sharing with me this happiness to visit you and to see all of you, all of your generations. And also, I am happy that the first liturgy here was in Melbourne from about 50 years with Abuna Mina Na'matullah. أنا سعيد للغاية إن أنا أتقابل وياكم النهاردة وأنا مش عارف هفضل أتكلم لغاية ما المطر يعمل فيكم إيه يعني مش عارف لكن سعادتنا كبيرة خالص. زرنا إيبارشية سيدني المحبة للمسيح وقضينا فيها وقت جميل خالص، وزرنا امبارح كامبرا قضينا فيها يوم شغل وعمل كتير، وقبل زيارة أستراليا كنا في اليابان وقضينا في اليابان 4-5 أيام، وكان في فرصة لتدشين أول كنيسة قبطية في اليابان وفي شرق آسيا بتعب ومجهودات نيافة أنبا دانييل مع كل الآباء الكهنة في الإيبارشية. هنا في ملبورن هي المحطة الأخيرة في زيارتنا الطويلة دهيت لليابان واستراليا، لكن بنفرح كتير خالص بكل الإنجازات. أولا بنفرح بالمكان اللي انتوا فيه دلوقتي، مكان كبير، وكان نيافة أنبا سوريال لما ابتداه قدم لنا في المجمع صور عنه وبروشور كده بيشرح هذا المكان. كمان فرحانين خالص وأنا شخصيا فرحان، ويمكن ده أحد أسباب الزيارة، افتتاح التور الكبير اللي عندكم اللي بيعتبروا نيافة أنبا سوريال انه كميركل معجزة كبيرة خالص بهذا الشأن، ويكون للكنيسة القبطية هذا التواجد الجميل كمقر وكمركز للمطرانية. ربنا يحافظ عليكم، وتهيألي احنا هنتقابل بعد كده في الكنايس، مش كده برضو؟ هنتقابل ولا مش هنتقابل؟ هنتقابل صح؟ بس يعني علشان المطر ده ياخد راحته وياكم. كل سنة وانتم طيبين. I would like to present Your Excellency, Mayor, a special Coptic icon, the special Coptic icon from Egypt, about the Holy Family in Egypt with pyramids, with the Nile River and the Egyptian desert. Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Michael Hallam, St. Ignatius Theological Academy. The Very Reverend Joseph Gabron, Rector of St. Ignatius Coptic Orthodox. Brother Sean O'Keefe, Whitefriars College. Sam Aziz, Mayor of the City of Casey. And all the councillors, please make your way up, including, of course, the Mayor of the City of Manningham, Councillor Michelle Kleinhardt. Thank you. Yep. Oh, Khadat's ready. Sorry. Councillor Mike Zafiropoulos, Deputy Mayor, Cunang Ward. I've said them all. Except the lady. And also the Consular General, Reen Sahra. Thank you.
يلا.
We now call upon His Holiness Pope Tواضروس II to officially raise the flags and release the doves.